A very good morning, students. Today I am going to start with the last topic of your chapter number 1, that is the importance of statistics. So I have divided the importance among various points that will make easy for you to understand that how statistics is important in the subject economics. The first one point is that quantitative expression of economic problems, which means that if we want to express any economic problem in a quantitative manner or in numerical form, we can easily do that in statistics or with the help of statistics. For example, if I want to know about the poverty condition of India, so as we know, there is 22% of the population who are residing below the poverty line, which means that if we want to study any kind of economic problem, we can study it by expressing it in the form of quantitative data. If I would not be able to express that data in numerical form, that will be difficult for us to draw out conclusions from that. Similarly, I can also say that the poverty or the percentage of the people living below poverty line has declined from the previous year in the current year. So that will also be possible only with the help of statistics, which will help us in expressing any kind of economic problem in numerical form or in quantitative manner. So this was the first point of importance of statistics. Then is the second point, which says that intersectoral and intertemporal comparison. Now firstly, you must be clear that what do you mean by intersectoral and intertemporal. Now intersectoral means that if we want to compare our data sector wise, that is on the basis of the different sectors. If I want to make comparison between the rural areas and the urban areas on the basis of the poverty. So what I will do, I will take the help of statistics for collecting the data in the rural areas and the urban areas, which will help me in making out that how many number of people are below the poverty line in rural areas as compared to the urban areas. So this is known as the intersectoral comparison. You can take another example also, that is of unemployment. For example, you want to know about how many people are unemployed in rural areas or how many are unemployed in urban areas, or you want to make comparison between them, that in which area the people are more unemployed. So with the help of statistics, you can make the intersectoral comparison, that is, you can compare the rural areas with the urban areas or any other sectors with the help of the statistics. Now second one here comes is intertemporal. Now intertemporal means that if we want to make comparison on the basis of the time period, which means that suppose I want to make out the information related to the poverty. That is, if I want to compare the poverty in the current year with that of the previous year. So that will come under the intertemporal comparison, that in the previous year the people below poverty line was supposed 25%, but in the current year the people below poverty line is 22%. So that kind of comparison is known as intertemporal comparison, which is done on the basis of the time period. Or we can also define it as understanding the change in the magnitude of a problem over a period of time. Therefore, intertemporal comparison is useful in comparing the data of 1 year or 1 month, you can say, or any problem which you need to make a comparison over different periods of time. So this is the second importance of statistics. The third one is working out cause and effect relationships. Now for example, I need to study that why the GDP growth has declined in our country in this year. So for that, what I will do, I will study the causes of the decline in the GDP, and that decline in GDP was given by the statistics by collecting the data. As I collected the data of the previous year and of the current year, then compared the data, and now if I want to see the causes or the effect of that data, I can also make it through the statistics. Or we can take another example. Suppose if I am talking about poverty, and if I want to study what are the causes of the decline in the poverty or increase in the poverty, so that also I can make out through the statistics. Therefore, statistics also helps in working out cause and effect relationship in economics. Now next comes here is that construction of economic theories or economic models. Basically, economic theories or economic models refers to the formulation of various set of principles which will give out some conclusions which can help in making the economic conclusions or drawing any kind of conclusions which will be of economic significance. So therefore these types of economic theories or models can be only constructed through the statistical study, because if we will not collect any data, if we will not interpret the data collected, we will not be able to make such kind of theories. Let's take an example. If I say that there is inverse or negative relation between the price of a commodity and the quantity demanded, which example I have taken earlier also. So on the basis of what factors I am making out that conclusion that there is inverse relation between the price of a commodity and quantity demanded? It is only on the basis of the statistical study that the economists must have collected some data, on the basis of which they make out conclusion that there is inverse relation between the price of the commodity and the quantity demanded, which make out as an economic theory or economic model. The next one is economic forecasting. Basically, economic forecasting refers to the process of making predictions about the future conditions of an economy. If we want to predict or if we want to assess the future conditions that our country will face, that is known as the economic forecasting. For example, if we want to forecast about the GDP growth of a country, about the unemployment conditions of a country, about the price level of a country, that is also possible through the statistical study, because first we will collect the data about the previous years, from which we will make out the trend of the factor we want to study. For that we need to take the help of the statistics, which will help out in the future planning. Basically, this forecasting is done by the various government officials or the business sector to make certain policies for social welfare, which is the main motive of the government, and for maximizing the profit as a producer. So this is how economic forecasting is an importance of statistics in economics. The next point comes here is that formulation of policies. Basically, you must know that there are two types of policies. The first one is the fiscal policy and another one is the monetary policy. And both these policies you will study in your grade 12th. Basically, the fiscal policy is the policy of the government in which they will formulate various programs, rules and regulations, or will set their level of expenditure or revenues through fiscal policy. And monetary policy is the policy which is made by the central bank, like Reserve Bank of India. In case of India, what they will do, they will study the economic conditions on the basis of the statistical inquiry or statistical study, and will base their policies on that statistical study. They will come to know about the needs or wants of the people for the social welfare, whatever they need to do, that is only possible through the statistical study. Therefore, through various statistical investigations, the government is able to make various kind of policies. Now, last point in this is economic equilibrium. Now, what is economic equilibrium? It is basically defined as a state of balance for the producer or the consumer, where the producer finds his profits are maximum. As we know that producer always wants to maximize his profits, and on the other hand the consumers want to maximize their satisfaction. When both of these factors are equal to each other or in a balanced state, that is known as equilibrium. So it is also possible only through the use of various statistical methods which we can use to carry out the economic equilibrium. This is part of your grade 12th, in which you will study in your macroeconomics. So this was all about the importance of statistics and economics. I hope that this concept is also very much clear to all of you. With this, your chapter number 1 is also completed. Thank you so much. A great economist, Professor Marshall, has also rightly said that about the significance of economics. He said that statistics are the straw out of which I, like every economist, have to make bricks, which means that the statistics is the hub or is the base on which the economic studies is based upon. As all of you are the beginners of the economic studies, therefore you must be very much clear with the concept of statistics, which is the hub of the wheel of economic studies. So this was all about our today's video. Thank you so much.